Hello everyone. For today's session, we are going to discuss the installation process of Windows XP operating system. This particular experiment title comes under the third experiment of your engineering immersion lab. So let's get started. For installing this Windows operating system, we need to have the following in our place. One is the XP compact disk, the Power ISO software, the image of a compact disk, a blank hard disk of a laptop or a desktop PC, a physical hardware or a virtual box software. For the explanation of installation of this operating system, we are going to use the virtual box software immediately. So for your information, I am giving you the picturization of how a real-time Windows XP Professional CD might look like, and we have the Oracle Virtual Box as well as the Power ISO software. So without any further delay, let's go forward and install the Windows XP operating system in the virtual mode. Let's get started. So as mentioned before, this is the interface of Oracle VMware VirtualBox. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to click on New, and we're going to give a name which is Windows. Let me type it for you. Let me just backspace a little bit. Windows XP. Right. So and by default goes to 32-bit. Let it be, and let's click on next, and we're gonna increase the RAM size to a little bit of 725 MB to be pretty much decent enough. Let's click on next, and we just need to click on, there are three options here. Do not add a virtual hard disk, create a virtual hard disk now, use an existing virtual hard disk file. This is the first time we are going to install Windows XP operating system. So let's choose the second option, which is creating a virtual hard disk now. The recommended size of the hard disk is 10 GB. So we need not even use up the entire 10 GB. Let's keep it a minimum of 5 or 4.5 GB. So the format is VDI, VSD and VMDK. So let's go on with the default settings, VDI. So let's click on next, and here the size, fixed size or dynamically allocated. Let's go for dynamically allocated. So the moment when you keep on adding programs or any sort of application onto the virtual machinery, the space gets allocated automatically. You need not even do it manually. That's the reason why we are choosing dynamically allocated over here. Let's click on next, and we have already given quite a decent space. Let's just give it 4.3 to 4.5. yeah, that's a decent space. So let's go forward and create this virtual machine, and here we go. Now these are some of the ways which we can tweak around with this particular Windows XP operating system virtual machinery over here. As you can see, the name is Windows XP, XP32. Let's tweak up this particular system a little bit and find out what we can do about it. Let's click on the settings over here. It's taking some time to come up. Yes, this is the setting. So we click on settings over here. It is 725 MB base memory. The boot order is floppy here. Let us not go with that. Let us just keep up this optical drive as the first boot priority, which I will explain to you in a couple of minutes. So the video memory, let's bump up the memory to quite a bit, 128 MB. It's sharing the video memory. And the acceleration, enable 3D acceleration. The storage, this is the most important one. As you can see over here, we have got the Windows XP hard disk, which is quite empty over here. Now there is an option called as optical drive. As you can see over here, I want to choose the location for the image of the Windows XP. I have the location for the Windows XP right over here for your information. This is over here. I'm going to use this image and boot up my virtual machine immediately. So let's get started. I click on this option icon over here, and I'm just going to choose, let me just copy paste that path real quick. Just copying it here, and I'm choosing this choose virtual optical disk file. Let's click on that, and I copy paste that particular pathway. There you go. I just click on it, and click on open. Now you can see here this particular image name has changed to Windows XP disk image. So only once we enter this particular image in this appropriate location for storage can we go forward and boot up this particular computer immediately. Let us just quickly check this audio network, serial ports, USB. Yep. Enable USB controllers over here. Let's keep it 1.1. And shared folders. If you want, you can do it. User interface, and we're good to go. So here's what we need to do. We have just gone forward and did some tweaking and around the settings of this virtual machine. And when we click on the start, it immediately goes forward and boots up in a virtual environment. Basically, whatever I'm teaching you over here is done in a real-time scenario. They have a CD, they have a CD drive, and they boot up the entire computer. And now we're doing everything in the most virtual manner. So here's what it is. Let me just expand this a little bit. And so here we go. So as you can see here, the Windows is just loading up the files, and setup is starting the Windows over here. Let me just maximize this. Here we go. Now the moment when I take the mouse cursor and keep it on top of it, it disappears immediately. So here's what happens. In a real-time scenario, you will not be able to use the mouse on the screen. Only your keyboard is getting used. So let me just go forward and do that. As you can see here, enter means install, C means create partition, F3 means quit. Let me just click on enter. And there are some options over here. Format the partition using NTFS file system real quick. Let me click on enter to continue. So as you can see, the setup is formatting the C partition. Everything is done in a virtual environment. So let's give it some time, and it's checking the C drive, and let's give some time about it. Yep, the setup has just started and setup is copying files, and you can see the progress bar on the screen. Wow, it's great. It's really quite fast. But in real-time scenario on a hardware machine, this does takes a little bit of time for your information. So let us just give it some time. 46%. %, 70, and it's going to reach 80% in a moment. Yes, it has reached 80%. Do we have 90%? Yes, 91, 92. It's really fast actually. Let me check if we can. So the Windows XP has booted up for the first time. Let's just go forward and install it all the way. Let's do it immediately. So I can use the mouse over here. There are five different steps over here for installing Windows: collecting information, dynamic update, preparing installation, installing Windows, and finalizing installation. So in a real-time scenario, as you can see here, it does take 39 minutes of your time. But since I'm doing in a virtual environment, it is quite much faster, as you could say. Let me just increase the size of this for a minute. Yes, I'm able to maximize the screen for you. Hope you're able to see everything over here. Yep. So it needs a name. You can give any name that you want to. So I will just keep it as EIL_3. I hope you know the meaning of this. Engineering Immersion Lab experiment number 3, and organization is HITS, HITS, HITS. And let's click on next. And the name of the computer, you can give any name to this computer. I will just keep it as EIL. So it's asking for administrator password. You can have any password. Let me just okay, and let me quickly type in the password. The password is confidential. Click on next. So the timing over here is, you need to change. If you're in India, you need to change the timing from +5:30, because our time zone falls at GMT +5:30. As you can see here, yep, Kolkata, Mumbai, New Delhi. And click on next. So it does take some time. Let's give it a minute. Just exit out of here real quick. Here we go. So it's copying these files in a much faster manner. 27 minutes, 26. It's copying the files. It's going to complete the installation. So just one more thing. The moment when your system restarts, you will get a message, press any key to boot from CD. Please do not press any sort of a key when the system reboots. Why? Because the installation will start from the beginning. So I have forgot to mention that. I'm just mentioning you for your information. It's installing. Registering the components, and it says that it's going to finish in approximately 30 minutes. So let's give it a time. Yep, it's finalizing installation. Can you see this option here in orange? It's finalizing installation as of now. So it's going to finish in approximately 8 minutes. So give it some time. Let's do it. And I'm just waiting for it. Anytime it will finish. 7 more minutes. Yes, the timing is reduced to 6 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. As you can see, the timing over here, 5 minutes. It's saving the settings. And 3 more minutes. 2 more minutes. And 1 last minute. And it's removing any sort of a temporary file. The system is restarting. And let us not touch any of the keys. Okay, the system is booted. Let's click on OK. And Windows XP is booting up for the first time. Yep, that is the graphics of Windows XP when you boot up for the first time. And we just need to click on next, which is at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. And just skip these steps for a moment because we need to see the desktop screen for the first time. I'm just skipping it. I'm just clicking on no, not at this time, and click on next. And it's asking for the username as of now, so let us give it as EIL_3. I hope you know why we are giving it as 3 over here. And click on finish. And there you go. This is the desktop screen. This is a recycle bin, which you obviously know. And that is how we go forward and install Windows operating system in a virtual mode. However, in terms of real-time scenario, a CD is used when you are going to install any other higher operating systems like Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. A DVD is used. That is a difference. A Windows XP operating system comes only in CD format. Okay, this is the username, and this is my computer. Okay, and this is the CD. This is the CD contents that you can see inside when I click on open. This is the CD contents that you see here. So that is all for today's session. We have successfully gone ahead and installed Windows XP in a virtual mode. See you in the next class, where we go forward and install a Microsoft Office application in a real-time scenario on a laptop or a desktop PC. Thank you so much. I hope that you have gone ahead and taken notes of this entire installation steps of a Windows XP operating system in a virtual mode. Thank you so much, and you have a great day ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.